Well, I think there is a very strong anti-incumbency against the left-front government. And Tripura is getting ready for a change. And conventionally, whenever elections have been held in states governed by the left front, we've seen large amounts of violence. And it's nothing very typical. It happened in other states also. It's happening in Kerala, for instance. But I think the mood here is so strong and the anti-incumbency is so powerful that a change is virtually inevitable.
So, but is that the reason why we are seeing all these regional parties, despite TMC and left fighting in Bengal, in Delhi, they are coming together? All these regional parties are coming together. So there are a lot of Nukkad Sabhas happening here. We saw Mohammad Salim and the other left leaders here.
You see, I think Tripura's politics has got polarized. It's polarized between the left and the BJP now. There was a very large amount of non-left space in Tripura, which conventionally used to be divided amongst various parties. I think most of those parties have disappeared. And the non-left space, I think, is almost entirely occupied by the BJP. Coupled with the anti-incumbency and the kind of positive work that we put in. Also the Prime Minister's own image and his campaign here, I think gives us the cutting edge.
So, but the fact of the matter remains that here in the Nukkad Sabhas, so the left and the Congress, all of them are coming together, and the questions they are raising is that BJP lies, and the basic issues they are using is of force. They are saying CBI, and they are not refraining in naming you, sir. In the Nukkad Sabhas, you are being named here. The Prime Minister is being named here. The BJP national.
I think if one goes on the facts itself, there is a lot of substance in that case. It is just that in the year 2004, the investigative agency took what I consider an inappropriate decision not to challenge what was a flawed verdict.
Sir, here corruption is also a very major issue, whether it's allegations on Manik Sarkar, whether on his several corruption allegations on his ministers. But when you ask them, they categorically say that these are just allegations. What happened in 2G? They say that the complete 2014 government, BJP...
Well, let's be very clear. There have been a very large number of cases. The coal scam itself, which has been proved, you have a number of convictions in court. The fodder scam, one of the prominent UPA leaders is in jail. You have allegations in the Commonwealth Games, which is the trial is at an advanced stage. Merely because you get an acquittal in the first court in one case, which is also a subject matter of an appeal, doesn't mean that you become absolutely clean. There are several other cases in which the convictions have taken place.
But 2G is a serious issue, sir, because they say that 2014 the government ran on 2G, came to power on 2G.
Well, let's be very clear. I have already said earlier, the day the verdict came, that the whole methodology itself was inappropriate. And the initial verdict of the Supreme Court, in the case itself, quashing the contracts, had called the whole thing as an arbitrary process.
So just one last question. Manik Sarkar, Rahul Gandhi, all of them who've come here, they've said that BJP promised that when they will come to power, they will control specifically Pakistan and China. But they say, look what is happening. While the ops are happening, politics is happening. So
well, I think it's ridiculous for anybody to say that India will control China and so on. I think India merely demonstrates its own strength in facing those challenges. And I think India is extremely strong now. There will be challenges, but we'll repel them.
So they stick on to Pakistan and they say that the kind of attacks which are happening...
Well, attacks will take place because Pakistan has adopted that as part of its policy itself. But the fact that in India in the last 1 year, our security forces have succeeded in liquidating a huge number of terrorists itself, repelling the attacks, also is a symbol of strength of our security forces.
Last line, sir. The Congress says, we are coming to you now, we'll come to you early again because BJP is in a shaky ground and they are going to call 2019 general elections early. So is the government...
Well, I think the timing doesn't matter. I personally feel that the elections will be held in time. And therefore, timing doesn't matter. I think we are way ahead in the polls.
So, the reports of former senior leaders trying to play around with the share market coming in, this seems to be very sensitive and important, also illegal, sir.
You see, this is, I think, what's happening is a global phenomenon. It starts with the US market, and I'm sure the markets will stabilize in due course.
Also, but the reports coming in that there are few former senior leaders trying to manipulate the market itself.
Well, I won't comment on mere speculation.